Da-da. I'm live. We're live. Hello, everyone. What a weird week it has been. How are you? Are you okay? How's the weather where you are? It's being blustery here in the part of Canada where I am. So, we have stuff to catch up on. And I just, in the corner of my computer, I just got a notification in my email that my YouTube channel is live. Here's the thing about technology and me. One of us needed to read the instructions. I'm not sure whether it's them or me. So anyway, I have an apology about Tuesday. I'm so very sorry. I've been trying my best to make this a constant, and to make this a something that you can set your watch by, if you still wear a watch. Um, Set your phone ping reminder by, and so I had stuff come up, and I was really realizing it actually the day before, 2 days before, that there was stuff that I had to deal with, and there was only one way to do it, and that was to flip the order of everything that I was planning, and give the most important things the priority they deserve. And as I was making that decision, I realized that this is exactly what we are all challenged by. It is exactly what we are dealing with, struggling with, and therefore, it was a really good and important experience, because what happened to me this past week is, all of a sudden, all the normal things that you do when you reorganize your life for a changing season in Canada, that we can kind of amble and wander and look at the pretty pictures and fluff our hair as we segue from summer into fall. And then fall is gorgeous, because the leaves change color, and it's wonderful. And even given the pumpkin spice that people put on everything. But then winter can suddenly say, "Hey, how you doing?" And so you have to be prepared. They actually, on the calendar up here, they say, because this is when you need to have this done, and this is when you need to have that done, and this is when we pick up the leaves and the branches that have been blown off the trees, and this is when snow tires for the winter, and so there's this list, and you can just sort of say, okay, so this week this and this and this. And we had got kind of distracted by other things, and suddenly realized that too much had happened all at once, along with other things that we are dealing with. We didn't have the manpower to do it all. And so it was all hands on deck. And we had to call in some favors and get some people to help us out, because we had reached some deadlines, and we had some decisions to make. So we did. And the conversation was, well, don't you have things you have to do? And I said, all God's children got things they have to do. And I'm a consistent, committed person. And when I say I'll do a thing, I do it. Because of that, it is my hope that if you were confused that you didn't see me, if you were also on Facebook, I did very, very briefly post that I wouldn't be coming here. I probably should have dropped a quick video to schedule it for Tuesday to apologize. And I was just so kind of blindsided by everything that that didn't occur to me until right after the fact. And it was, too late by then. In any event, that's where I was and why I wasn't here. And I apologize for any disappointment if you were looking forward to it. Gosh, I hope you're looking forward to these videos. And I also want to take a moment at the beginning here to say, this is the kind of thing that we build for ourselves that means something. It means something that we look forward to this because it's special. We create an opportunity to say, and on this day, at this moment, I'm going to do something special. So that I couldn't come was really disappointing. I really missed it, and I really missed you. And I also have some news, which is exciting, because I need your input. I need your comments. I need your ideas. I need your support. I need your suggestions. And I'm going to be mentioning it on the other platform as well. So YouTube is about to introduce something fabulous. What they're going to do is they're going to personalize the URL so that people can find your channel more easily because they know your name. So if they type in youtube.com, to do it now, to find me now, it's, youtube.com /4. It's a randomly generated tech thing. What they're going to do now is they're going to allow us to have our own handle. Now, I was thinking Abby Haggard because, by the way, you want to know something really funny? I'm the only one. I'm the only Abby Haggard. And so that's kind of cool. And if another one comes along, I'm the first Abby Haggard, which also kind of cool. So I thought Abby Haggard was a good idea. I think it's a good idea. However, and apparently you can have more than one handle. So I can be doing other things. So I need your input because I've never really been thinking about this before. I've been faced with the opportunity before, and I think it's quite exciting. It's like we have been in beta test, and now we're going to launch the brand name. That's really what this is about, which is always exciting, breaking the bottle of champagne on the ship before you sail into the harbor after you've named it. That's kind of what we're doing. So I need your input. Now, you can comment here. You can go to my email, which is abby@abbyhagyard.com or abby@storymetv.com. Either one works. I get both of them. Or if you're also on Facebook, you can comment there because I'm going to be kind of doing both. I'm going to mention it on LinkedIn on my page. I'm going to mention it on Twitter on my page there. And I have 2 or 3 pages on Facebook. So I'm looking for input and ideas. All are welcome. Okay? And I'm excited. I want to see what you have to say. Okay. Enough about that. Today, I want to talk about the illusions people have when they look at you from way over there. And what they see is not necessarily who you are. What you say is not what they hear in the way that you meant to say it and did. And what you do is not necessarily what they recognize in the way that you meant people to understand it. This happens all the time in every walk of life. It's an exercise that we all learn when we go into the theater, because as actors and writers and producers and lighting and sound and staging and tech and special effects, as all of the pieces that put it together, we have to remember that people look at the world through their own filters. They, for instance, there's a weird filter on my computer that my fabulous tech genius is trying to figure out with me. My walls are a very warm butter yellow. My hair is a lot more red. And that jacket over there that's underneath my purse and my shoes, that is screaming red and orange and yellow. It's like neon. So there's something definitely quirky. So what you're seeing is not what is. And that's a really good metaphor for the entire way the world works. And that's why you'll often hear people say something, and the other person says, "What do you mean?" And the first person says, "What do you mean? What do I mean? I said what I meant." And the second person says, "Yeah, but I don't understand it." And now you have this odd conversation where 2 people are speaking the same technical language, same language technically, but they have all kinds of different things imposed on it that shape and shade the meaning and the understanding and the connection and the communication. And that, you know what, there's a lot of that going on. So I thought today would be a great day, given that there was a bit of a break, and you may have been wondering what happened to her, where is she? That I explain to you the way fame gives people one idea when something else is going on. So the thumbnail picture I've posted today for this episode was taken on a break when we were shooting You Can't Do That on Television. And, coffee break, are you going to go and get something? No, I'm good. So where are you going to sit? Where are you going to sit and do nothing for 15 minutes? So I found the most comfortable place to be for 15 minutes. I'm sitting on the bed in the kids' bedroom on the set of You Can't Do That. And I'm reading a magazine that I found. And what I usually caption it with is, what do you mean there's no trailer? Yeah, we've had a budget cut. What I really loved about the idea of it was that I used to have these huge glasses that are suddenly back in trend now, but when I wear them, they feel really heavy on my nose. I feel like I'm wearing a really, really big person's thing that doesn't fit my head. Anyway, I'm sitting there, I have these huge glasses on, and I'm reading. And I'm not being funny. I didn't even know I was having my picture taken. And there it is, the bedroom. And you can see the floor. You can see all the junk that the props and the staging guys put out there. And I said, yes, boy, it's all glamorous. until you open the door and go behind the scenes. And behind the scenes, it's like, oh, really? This is the reality? Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I love that picture because it's so much fun to see Abby and Mom not on. I'm not speaking to anyone. I'm not listening to anyone. I'm in break mode. And so is Mom. Mom's not looking all dithery. It's so normal that it's weird to look at. That's why I thought perfect picture for today. So this is what occurred to me the last couple of days about suddenly being overwhelmed. In my definition, rather than saying being overwhelmed, I want to talk about the word overwhelm, because I think I've come up with my take on it. I think we experience overwhelm when we are afraid, when we are confused. So afraid means don't feel safe. Okay, so afraid, confused, and exhausted. This isn't the same as panic. This is a product of stresses we didn't know we were managing. Well, good morning, Freddie. Technical difficulties with the computer? We belong to the same club. Welcome. It's good to see you. And Freddie, by the way, reached out after Tuesday. There was no video. He reached out to me on Facebook. Are you okay? Did something happen? Is everything all right? Which is lovely. And I appreciate it so much that he reached out. And when I said, yeah, I've got some, heavy stuff I have to deal with and organizing people and whatnot. And he said, I completely get it. I got my stuff too. And I thought, oh, see, first of all, what a great connect. What a great opportunity to share that we're all coping with that kind of stuff. And then, so you're okay? Yeah, I'm okay. Yeah, me too. Okay, good. And thank you, Freddie, because we need to be there for each other all the time. The people we've brought into our circle, into our friendship entity, yeah, into our tribe. We need to be there for each other. And sometimes we forget. Sometimes we get busy. So this business about seeing and not seeing, hearing and not hearing, and then having a wake-up call when the reality is front and center and you say, whoa, because it's not that fame is fake. It's not that fame is a facade. It's fame is the box, the talent, the creativity, the known entity comes in. Let's say, for the sake of argument, that I could be considered famous. Small compared to so many, small. The easy way to say famous can include everything. It can include the television stuff. It can include the comedy. It can include the different characters. It can include the character voices. It can include the books. It can include stage productions that I've done, the theaters that I've owned and managed. It can include the recognition for being a public figure. It can include anything, any way in which you know me. How you see my fame is through your filter and your lens based on what you know. When I've been doing these live events the last few years, people from a certain age group see my fame as Mom and the librarian and a few other characters on UCanada on television. Other people, younger, see my fame as 3 of the original Care Bears. Other people who saw me live on stage doing fairly significant roles in really good shows, they see me as a stage actress. People who've known and hired me to mentor them and walk them through writing their books and writing their corporate manuals and memoirs and stories. They see me from a completely other lens. A lot of them have no idea who I really am. They just know that I'm a ghostwriter who can slip into their shoes fairly easily. Every single person knows us from this narrow perspective. A great example with Freddie, for example. When we first started communicating, Freddie had reached out on Facebook and said, I think I'm a Pivotry Master. And I said, well, then I guess we should talk about it. And when I was talking to him, he said that he had a friend named Chris Churchill, who he'd known for a long time, and Chris had done a documentary on him. All of a sudden, Chris reaches out on Facebook and says, yeah, hi, if you want to talk about the documentary. When I talked to Freddie about his journey, his life, his experiences, his challenges, and the extraordinary pivot moments that he has imposed his pivotry skills on, that was an extraordinary wake-up call. And I said, this deserves a chapter in this book collection on pivotry. This is amazing. When I then had the opportunity to talk to Chris about the documentary, and he shared how long that he and Freddie had been friends, and then he shared his similar events in his life and the things he had done to work with those events and overcome them and make them work for him. I said, oh my gosh, this is a chapter 2. Chris and Freddie have been friends for decades. They know each other very well. How Chris sees Freddie is not how Freddie sees Freddie, and how Freddie sees Chris is not how Chris sees Chris. Why? It's not because there are any lies. It's because of the filters we see the entire world through. If I'm standing here, all I have to do is turn my head this much, and I'm not looking at that anymore. I'm looking here. It's only that small shift that gives us a totally new perspective. If you picture a beautiful big diamond, you know those diamonds, they're sort of shaped like an upside down pyramid. And you picture them turning, and there's so many different beautiful facets cut in the stone so it sparkles and catches the light. That's perspectives. That's us, the way the world sees us as we rotate and the world sees all the many facets of us. It's also the way we see you. Oh, I had no idea you could do this. I had no idea you did that. How long have you been doing this? I was telling my friend Carol Hay a story yesterday. I posted I put this post up on Facebook, and I think I'm probably going to talk about it next week here in more detail. But it was a collection of different photographs that were taken when I was in the middle of producing different shows. And what I said to go with the pictures was that every one of these stories has a backstory that is nothing like anything you would imagine. And what I also said in the post was, I'm willing to bet that none of you look at these pictures and say, I'll bet she was really struggling. Because it doesn't look like I'm struggling. The picture was taken capturing a moment. That story that that picture tells is a moment in time. The rest of the story that is behind the scenes gives you the big picture. So I was telling her about one of the pictures. I was telling her the story, and she said, why have I never heard this? And I said, I can't imagine. She said, I can't believe I don't know this story. That's insane. I said, I know. And she said, is there a story about that one? I said, oh, sure there is. and she said, okay, I need to tell it. You need to tell me. So I told her, and she said, how the hell did you even do the show with that happening? And I said, here's the thing I learned, and it's what this book is about. It's what we are about. I said, life randomly throws stuff. Occasionally, we happen to be walking by when it happens. What we do with it is what makes us, us. Every time life throws me something, if it's a little surreal and random, I have a kind of a blink moment, and then I get out my later folder. I have this manila folder, and I've written on the front of the folder, later. And I open the folder, there's always paper in it, and I write down whatever it is that has my total focus. Because I have to take that thing out of my head, because it's taking up important real estate that I need in this moment. So I take it out of my head, I write it down, and I tell myself, I will not forget this. I will take care of this. It is safe. We are safe. I'm putting it in the folder because I have other work to do. I have a different facet that is coming into view, and I need to be there 100%. And I have done that as a military kid and as someone in show business my entire life. And it's because of the military and because of show business that I totally understand this whole pivot and pivotry concept. And it's why way back in February, I said, I want to do this. I want to write it down. I want to interview people. I want to make this tangible and real. They're going to be booklets. It's going to be a collection. I'm going to video record them. I'm going to audio record them. Every way it's possible for people to take this information in and have it work for them to rebuild their confidence, to remind them to take that deep healing breath, to feel good about themselves again, to say, okay, knock it off, to the people to say, you need to be more, you need to do more, you need to be more like them to fit in. Tell them, no, you know what? I'm good. when we are in the middle of overwhelm, one more person telling us to do more and be more and trying to take control is devastating. Pivotry and the knowledge that we are gifted, that we have the ability to take the step back, let the drama go by, breathe, and then lean in and carry on. We have that ability. The struggle is real, but without struggle, there can be no triumph. Ready? Did anybody ever tell you you're a genius? Well, of course they did. Without the struggle, there can be no triumph. You're absolutely right, my friend. You're absolutely right. And in order to rise to the struggle and reach the triumph, we need to be good to us. We need to know when it's time to step back and not worry and not fetch, because the later folder is our secret weapon. So, what I want to say today about Pivotry is that I have come up with the cover art and the subtitle for the opening book. And I want to share it with you because it has taken a long time. I have cover art and subtitles for 6 of the 7 books now. Each one is slightly different because each one of the books is covering something different. And that's the beauty of it, because when you read the introduction, to understand that this is all about people like us, and you see immediately on the cover a picture worth far more than 1,000 words that makes you say, yes. That will make you curious to find out what else we have inside. That's the purpose of a cover on a book. Keeps all the pages together, keeps them from getting wet, and it also allows you to see at a glance what's waiting for you. So here it is. You ready? Okay. The first line of the subtitle is this. When you draw a line in the sand, are you doing it because of them and the things that they do? When you draw a line in the sand, are you addressing them and the things that they do? That's the first line. The second line is, if this is you, we have exciting work to do. Now, I ask the question, if you nodded, and I say, if this is you, I say, we have exciting work to do. And I've said that, and I've done that for the person who looks at the book and says, that is exactly me. And the only way you're going to find out what the exciting work is to look on the back cover to get a hint and open it and look inside. Or you have a Kindle, or you have a video and you can watch, but you have to decide to move forward and listen or watch or read. That's what those 2 statements give you. Now, I'm not going to actually tell you what the picture is. I'm going to keep that as a secret. But I want you to visualize this. Picture yourself drawing a line in the sand. Right? Okay, there it is. Now, I want to picture yourself doing this. I'm going to give you instructions. Picture yourself putting both hands down on the sand, just on this side of that line. Both hands down. I want you to think of yourself, visualize yourself getting down on one knee and bending the other knee with your foot planted. The bent knee, the foot is back. Your hands are down. One foot is back. The other foot is bent. Now look up. Do you know what position you're in? You are in the position of a runner at the starting line. This isn't a boundary you've drawn. This is the start of your next new fabulous race. Pivotry in motion is you knowing you have this gift to pivot, analyze, assess, commit, and lean in. Analyze, assess, commit, lean in is pivotry. It is our unique human gift. And we all have it. Isn't that awesome? Are you excited? When I saw the image, and I think you're going to love the image too. When I saw the image, the whole thing came together. And I said, this is it. People need to understand that we get to choose how we see the things we do and how we choose to change them. When we choose to lean in and when we know we have to take a step back to look after us. This is pivotry. This is who we are. And I am so excited as we're moving forward. Now, I've decided that I want to keep this one short today. I think that some of them were going a bit long because I have so much to tell you. So the first thing I wanted to do in welcoming you back and apologizing for not being able to give you a heads up, first thing I wanted to do was explain. The second thing I wanted to do was apologize. And the third thing was to fill you in on what is happening. Because every roadblock, every hairpin turn opens my eyes wider and makes me see that there is so much more to who we are. And I'm so excited that we're doing this together. When we are afraid, when we are confused, when we are exhausted, it's very difficult to listen. It's very difficult to hear. It's very difficult to respect other people and acknowledge who they are. Because we can't be all these caring, compassionate, calm people if we are in full overwhelm. We need to be able to put the fear somewhere safe so that we can be the magnificent people we are. As Freddie has said, the technical designation that he was given is borderline genius. Freddie, you are a treasure, and I am so glad we became friends. So, thank you, all of you who are watching, who will be watching. Thank you for coming back. Remember that YouTube is giving me an opportunity to put my own name on my channel, and I need your help. I need your input. All suggestions are welcome. Nothing is a dumb idea. Remember, Mom, nothing is a dumb idea. And I know that I have, Abby Mom or Abby Care Bears. Thing is, I don't want to limit. I want to open up. So I need your help in guiding me to come up with the right name for the Abby Hagyard brand. And I will see you very soon. I will see you on Tuesday, if not before. Come on over to Facebook. I'm going to be doing some little live snippets again. Be good to you. Tell your friends about this. We have 128 subscribers. Let's see if we can get to 150. I'd be really excited when I saw that number, wouldn't you? I can't wait. It's not that far away, right? It's only 22. We can do that. Okay. Tell your friends, like, comment, get them to subscribe. Take care of you. Give yourself permission to rest. And remember to hug your loved ones. And I will catch you next time.